What's up guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency video. If you hold even a little XRP, I highly recommend listening to the end where I want to address not only India, but of course Brazil, where there is a Ripple office. No coincidence. We know that Ripple, the company, was meeting with, I believe, what was it, the president of the central bank a few months ago. Should be no surprise, of course, the Brazilian real is one of the corridors that, of course, Ripple is targeting to utilize ODL for XRP as that, of course, neutral bridge asset. We also know Facebook going after that region. Even Sao Paulo in particular, one of the biggest cities in Brazil, has huge demand, of course, for payments, but also Uber. I want to talk in depth about this because I feel a lot of people are missing this. And keep in mind, I also want to tie in India because we know that India has actually been on a little, you could say, acquisition spree or emerging spree. So right here, this is a quote by Ashish Birla of Ripple, and this was in 2019, maybe 2018. And so I want to say this quote, go through this video, and then show where we are today. We also understand there's 3 billion plus total people in the world that are included in the unbanked and underbanked populations. Some of them don't even have, unbanked, underbanked banking accounts, but they have mobile phones. Interesting trend. So of course, mobile apps, mobile banking, cloud banking, all of this is on the rise, all right? Just like the quotes, becoming your own bank right here. So now I think that in our pipeline, we have probably 50% of the market in India either integrated onto Ripple or in the deal. That is absolutely insane, guys. So in the sort of pipeline to be signed into India, one of the BRICS nations. And guess what? We're going to take that back to Wells Fargo, and I'll talk about them today as well. And we're going to say that there's not a better way to send into India than Ripple or utilizing Ripple, referring to the whole suite of software products. All right. Also want to talk about ACI worldwide. They've been utilizing RippleNet, at least X-Current per se, for quite some time. They're one of the tech providers of the clearinghouse in the United States domestic payment system. They are a behemoth. There's no doubt about it right here. More than 6,000 organizations around the globe, $14 trillion daily, all right, in payments and securities. Some of the biggest financial institutions and intermediaries. I know Ripple has, 400 direct partners today. Would you include some of these guys? Just consider the partners of partners. I know people say Swift has, 11,000 institutions connected. Well, it sure seems like Ripple and RippleNet could potentially have that same amount in the future, right? So right here, guys, Bitcoin, at the time of recording this video at least, we were around 17.5. We did push up all the way to about 17.8, almost to 18,000. I cannot believe my eyes. I'm truly curious where this is going to stop. Are they going to pull the rug out from under us? And keep in mind, the reason I'm saying this is because we are largely in a speculative market at the time, or for the time being. I believe that crypto altogether, it's going to surpass trillions of dollars with ease. Of course, this is the asset class that is going to swallow all other asset classes. Blockchain needs cryptocurrency. You've heard Brian Brooks, literally overseeing the entire US banking system, address this, all right? So right here, we understand that we did surpass 500 billion total for the global crypto market cap earlier this morning. And why I'm kind of concerned here is just like the US dollar or the Fed practices with QE and, fake printing and all this to artificially prop up the stock market, even though we are in a global lockdown and, pandemic. It's, something just doesn't add up. Just like if you watch my previous video, well, right here we have Bitcoin volume about 37 billion with a B. All right, that's a lot. Obviously larger than a lot more, a lot of other assets even outside of crypto. But look at this. We have Tether, USDT, the stable coin where they can print on demand. And you guys can see how much they're printing when they stop printing. You can see the correlation and what happens to Bitcoin shortly after Tether stops printing. So all I'm saying is be careful. Any of these huge growths and, 20% up, 10% up in a week are great, but sometimes they do have to go down to reach higher levels. So just be safe, guys. I do not hold any USDT. I personally do not trust it. Just want to say that if it can help, even one person watching this video. So right here, I want to address this before getting into Ripple and XRP, of course. So Gold Telegraph sharing breaking news, Berkshire Hathaway continues to sell banks. But remember, they accumulated a bunch of Bank of America shares. What do they know that we do not? Bank of America in particular is RippleNet, one of the earliest groups or founders of the global payment steering group of RippleNet years ago. They utilize X-Current, that is confirmed, and they just announced that, of course, at Swell this year, last month. So there's no doubt about it. Was it last month or just a few weeks ago, really? Wow, it's just been crazy. But right here, so we have Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, he sold, what was it, $3 billion worth of shares recently as well. So trimmed Wells Fargo stake. They slashed their JP Morgan investment by 96%. We have PNC, M&T Bank. Something is going on, guys, and that's all I'm saying. So whether crypto's going to moon or, there's a little more manipulation in the road ahead, I still am very excited for this asset class. And why are they, selling banks? What's going on? Is it because banks are going more digital? Are we going to become more of, our own bank by utilizing crypto assets or anything like that? Something is awry. Let's just say, let's just leave it at that. Right here, still didn't cut his Bank of America stake. Joseph even adding on, and I agree. I wonder if Ripple has something or even anything to do with it. Just curious, and would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Some of you might roll your eyes at that, but I still wanted to put this out there because it is interesting nonetheless. We know brick and mortars are shutting down as well as we migrate towards the cloud. All right, right here, Belarus, out of Europe, of course, now has its own first legal cryptocurrency exchange. So we can go through this, of course. We even talked about Ukraine. And remember, they piloted with Stellar XLM in, utilizing CBDC, central bank digital currencies. This is not for fun. It is not to make random people like us rich. These assets are actually solving real problems for real customers and have the potential to do some amazing things. Next. Specifically for us, those of us that are early as well. Kyrgyzstan's central bank moves to regulate cryptocurrencies with a new draft law. So you guys can go through this. Nothing crazy that we haven't already seen. I already read through all this. But again, talking about these entities getting ready for regulations and frameworks, providing services for the purchase, sale of crypto, operations within crypto. We know PayPal news, of course, utilizing and selling crypto. It's getting mainstream. And if this happened in 2017, people would have freaked out. And of course, it's happening in the craziest year that I've ever witnessed in 2020. Right here, Ukraine. What is their native currency? Is it the hryvnia? I did a video and I showed their central bank actually showing XLM, a crypto, in their central bank document talking about trialing and doing proof of concepts. So this is not, this is not just all speculation. This is taking facts and fundamentals that we know and then speculating within a speculative marketplace. Those that speculate correctly are going to make a killing. Ukraine is prepared to lead Eastern Europe's crypto space. And again, just typical stuff that I've already gone through. We're seeing countries just going like dominoes on and on and on. And it may take time to get regulatory frameworks, but what's important is the higher that Bitcoin and other crypto assets push. If this market cap does go to $1 trillion, which it absolutely will, I just couldn't tell you exactly when, it's going to bring more attention to regulate. If it's $3 trillion worth, regulators are going to have to regulate a $3 trillion market. There's no question. So I want XRP to get higher price. I want all of this to happen so that these, regulators, even in the US, aren't sitting on their butts anymore. All right, right here. So we have Sarah sharing this. This is just a Bloomberg article. 200 companies have joined the ranks of zombie firms since the pandemic began. And this is basically just what I wanted to share. 20% of the 3,000 largest US public companies are not earning enough to cover their interest expenses. You should be nervous. I am too. They've added almost $1 trillion of debt to their balance sheets. All right, so very, very concerning. And obviously, I just want you guys to think about this and just listen to some of the verbiage here. Bringing total obligations to $1.36 trillion. That's more than double the roughly $500 billion zombie companies owed at the peak of the financial crisis. The consequences of America's economic recovery are profound. The Federal Reserve's effort to stave off a rash of bankruptcies by purchasing corporate bonds might very well have prevented another depression. I am not convinced that we are out of, the woods quite yet. Let's just say it at that. I'll leave it very lightly. All right. Right here, guys, these are some great points, guys. Roth Economan sharing this, and I want to go over this in particular. So we know years ago, 2016, I've shown you literally documents. I think I have some bookmarked up here as well of Ripple showing Uber in their slides and Amazon. Typically, these companies need permission to even use Uber in their slides. Now, right here, and this is not a conclusion. Please do your own research, guys. Observation. Uber, Long and Ripple's presentations, of course, all these, Google slides or whatever spreadsheets, has connected with Brazil's PIX system in cooperation with eBanks, who has been developing Latin America payment infrastructure with Ripple partner ACI Worldwide. So Ripple partner ACI Worldwide is well known. They've been working with eBanks. Now let's kind of go through in this article briefly because it has some very, very good points. So right here, Business Wire reported that ACI Worldwide, which we talked about, $14 trillion per day, has been utilizing RippleNet since 2019. Now, I want them to use XRP, but again, we understand the rollout of Ripple, talking about getting them familiar with their software, etc., getting XRP to be liquid, and then XRP is literally their secret. It's the thing that makes Ripple Ripple. Otherwise, they'd simply just be a Swift GPI company, wouldn't really be that valuable of a fintech. So if you guys think that Ripple is going to succeed to their highest potential without XRP, you're foolish. You are a Bitcoin maxi. You succumbed to that propaganda a while back, and you have to learn to look at it the other way. All right, so right here, we know that ACI Worldwide using RippleNet since 2019 and eBanks, a leading electronic payment software provider in Latin America. The Latin America region is massive. There's a lot of liquidity. We need a liquid neutral bridge asset between these pairs directly, so they're not paying spreads and spreads and spreads. So instead of going from Brazilian real to say US dollar to the Singaporean dollar, it doesn't have to keep going through 3 currencies or even 5 currencies to get there to its destination. We can just have XRP as the neutral global bridge asset, all right, so to speak, and being incredibly liquid can be that neutral asset, that agnostic asset, to be that intermediary. Hopefully that makes a little sense. All right, so very, very exciting. Right here, they intend to provide global businesses and local residents with new payment methods, all right, etc. Right here, a global leader, ACI Worldwide is partnered with Brazil-based eBanks, talking about digital transaction services going through this. And remember this, among their customers is the hefty AliExpress. Now, who else is expanding into Latin America? Another RippleNet partner that we know, dLocal or dLocal. And who are they connected with? Yeah, you guys know, Alibaba as well. So there are no coincidences, or excuse me, I should say Ant, I believe. All right. So no coincidence, guys. Obviously, it's typical for fintechs and platforms to all work together to get to the same customer base. But these are some very big behemoths, and I think you guys understand that there's not a single solution. RTGS Global, Utility Settlement Coin, none of them are able to check all the boxes that XRP is able to do, and that is why I put so much money and am so bullish on XRP as performing for a return on my investment in the future. So again, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, but I like what I am seeing. All right, so keep going. Highly recommend going through all this. And then right here, we already know, if you guys go to aciworldwide.com, you can see them even mentioning Ripple as well, saying they work with DLT, for example, or they do EG or RippleNet. So no surprise. Now right here, Uber to accept fast payments in Brazil with partnership with eBanks, who works with RippleNet partner ACI. So we have eBanks right here, and Sao Paulo is also where there is a Ripple office, to no surprise. Right here, again, one of the biggest, cities, at least in Brazil, tons of foot traffic for Uber as well. Look at the stats, look at the year-over-year growth. Even Ripple alone just has me incredibly bullish as well. More than 60 million people had already signed up to the newly launched instant payments platform, PIX, PIX. So we'll go through this briefly. So instant payments will initially only be taken by its wallet Uber Cash. Food delivery will be added in the coming weeks. Right here, Brazil is already Uber's second largest market, and Sao Paulo I can't even say that city name, apologies, is its top city by number of rides. PIX is likely to be a huge tool in terms of financial inclusion. And that is exactly what DLT is aiming to do. eBanks is one of Brazil's latest fintechs to achieve unicorn status, meaning over $1 billion valuation. And it's also interesting to see when, Ripple has partners indirectly, directly, these companies are scaling big time. Just like Siam Commercial Bank, which utilizes RippleNet. Just like Neom, which utilizes RippleNet. BTech out of Brazil as well, which utilizes RippleNet. You're seeing all these groups. And then we're seeing MoneyGram expand as well. So I'll keep going. Right here, so Roth Economy again, Bitex, I believe that's how you pronounce it, an exchange in the UAE, and we all know where Ripple's new regional headquarters is in Dubai, that offers XRP, is expanding into India with the wallet and trading platform. Guys, what was it, last month, 2 months ago, everybody's freaking out saying we're all going to zero because India's banning cryptocurrency. They've put out articles, and India has supposedly banned cryptocurrency like 8 times. You can Google it, you can look through the years, it's crazy. Right here, UAE-based digital exchange Bitex forays into India with the wallet and trading platform. And we can see, of course, including Ripple, meaning XRP. This was the old word for it, the digital asset. They still use this interchangeably. If I ever use it interchangeably, please understand I know the difference. Anytime I call XRP Ripple, I get like 5 comments saying, Ripple's the company, XRP is the digital asset. I know, guys, I promise. All right, so we'll keep going here. So MoneyGram now also with EBEX Cash signs a deal to expand money transfer services into India as well. Now this is back in January, and obviously if you guys haven't looked at MoneyGram stock, it has been doing extremely well. All right, so basically just tying it all together, remember what Ashish Birla said with 50% of the market, and this was, I believe, back in 2018. I mean, absolutely crazy. We've come 2 years later. We're still waiting for, potential IPO. Brad Garlinghouse has said, and they plan to go public, it seems. They said that we're not going to be the first, but we're not going to be the last. So I would love to know who you guys think are going to IPO, which big groups that, I may be missing. Of course, we know that there are some big groups that are working on it, like Uphold. I'm not sure. It was Kraken doing it. I'm sure Circle could potentially go public, along with Coinbase, who has an $8 billion valuation and probably close to that $10 billion decacorn status like Ripple. Would not surprise me one bit. This is the future. These banks, these platforms, these businesses are for profit. So going public to raise more money, why not? It seems pretty obvious to me, and I'd be excited for what that means for the future of XRP as well. The more power that Ripple, the company, gets, because XRP and the appreciation of this asset in building liquidity properly with a strong foundation so that the utility ground floor and the utility at least based price of XRP doesn't just go up and crash. I want that new ground floor to become 20 cents. I want the new low for XRP to become 30 cents, 50 cents. I want higher lows for this asset, and I want it done right. If this is an investment that I will be taking profit on accordingly, but I'm going to be holding a portion of my XRP for life, because the sky is the limit, and who am I to tell you where a price limitation is? Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.